Yeah, man! Hello, my name is Miguel, and today I'm gonna make something new. Oyster sauce chicken stew. Visit JamaicanCookings.com. Put piece newspaper near. Prepare chicken for cooking. Get a clean bowl ready. Put chicken parts into the bowl. Sprinkle several drops of distilled white vinegar in it. Remove clot blood. Use a knife. Clean chicken properly. Go between the chicken's flesh, trim fat. Use the knife. Scrape the chicken's skin clean. Clean the chicken's thigh. Go between it. Remove clot blood. Trim fat. And then chop off the butt. Ensure that the chicken is clean before you cook it. Next, wash off the muck that is on the chicken. After that, sprinkle several drops of distilled white vinegar in it and then add water. Use your hand with your fingers. Scrub the chicken's skin clean. Scrub the chicken clean. Give it a final rinse. It's best if you do this part under fresh running water. Throw away this dirty chicken water. This chicken still needs to defrost somewhat, so I'm gonna let it stay in the water until by time I am finished preparing the seasoning, it should be ready. This is fresh basil. Some people call it basil. Use the soft stem with the basil's leaf. Shred basil fine. This is fresh rosemary. Remove the leaves from the stem. And then shred rosemary leaves fine. You could use any of these herbs, fresh or dried. Shred it. And then put it on the plate. Chopped 1 stalk scallion. Chop 1 small between medium-sized onion. Mashed or grind 4 garlic cloves to puree. Cut 1/4 piece ginger, leave the skin. Cut half Scotch bonnet pepper. You could use red pepper instead. Small piece spring thyme. 1 teaspoon basil flakes. 1 teaspoon rosemary flakes. 1 teaspoon salt. I am using sea salt. 2 small to medium-sized carrots. 2 dried pimento berries, optional. 1 tablespoon soy sauce. 1 teaspoon distilled white vinegar. You could use any flavored vinegar. 3 tablespoons oyster sauce. 2 tablespoons cooking oil. I'm using coconut oil. 2 tablespoons ketchup. 1 between 2 pounds chicken parts. This is the chicken. It's defrosted fully. Now throw off this water. Put cleaned chicken into a colander. Allow it to drain water. If you are in a hurry, put the chicken between your palms and squeeze it. Remove excess water. After that, put the cleaned chicken into the bowl. To be honest, this is just to show you that you could marinate it. I didn't marinate this meal. But if you wanted to marinate it, allow it to marinate 4 hours room temperature, or you could put it in the refrigerator overnight, 24 hours. Probably if you marinate it, it might come out extremely juicy than how this meal was. If you wanted to marinate it, add seasonings on chicken. Use your fingers, rub the seasonings on the chicken, coat it evenly. Measure and add 1 tablespoon oyster sauce. Rub it on the chicken evenly. Cover it and allow it to marinate. Get ready for cooking. Put a medium-sized saucepan or stew pot to heat. Turn the stove's flame gauge on 4. Allow the pan to get hot for a few seconds. If it's wet, use a paper towel, dry it. Measure and add 2 tablespoons cooking oil. Allow the oil to get hot. Measure 2 cups water. After few seconds, add diced onions. Allow it to saute few seconds. Add chopped scallion. Allow it to saute for few seconds, and then add mashed garlic. Allow it to saute for few seconds. After that, add the chicken in the pot. If you marinate chicken, add the seasonings as well. Next, pour the water in the container you add the chicken and the seasonings. Use a cooking spoon. Rinse out the remaining seasoning in the container. And then pour that water on the chicken in the pan/cooking pot. And then add the seasonings, salt and everything else. Measure and add a teaspoon of distilled white. You could use any flavored vinegar. Measure and add a tablespoon of soy sauce. We already added 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce on the chicken. We are using 3 tablespoons. Therefore, measure and add 2 tablespoons oyster sauce and then put it in the pan. Use a cooking spoon. Stir it. Then use the pan's lid. Cover it properly. The stove's gauge is on 4, medium-low. Allow. Leave the lid closed within the time. After 5 minutes, use a cooking spoon. Stir it. Use the pan's lid. Cover it properly. The stove's gauge is on 4, medium-low. Allow. The aroma of this oyster sauce chicken stew is rising from mad up my neighbor's noses. They must be wondering is what Miguel up there cooking. Prepare the carrot for cooking. If the carrot is clean and pretty and it is not dirty per se, carrot is a root. Cut off the tip of the root and the head. You could just sprinkle some distilled white vinegar on it and then rinse it under fresh running water. However, if the carrot is dirty, use a knife, scrape it slightly, and then chop half-inch wheels, carrot wheels. You could chop carrot sticks if that's what you preferred. Put carrot wheels aside until later. After 15 minutes more, a total of 20 minutes, this is it. Stir it. Now would be a good time to remove the pepper. We are using it just to flavor and you don't want it to mash out into the stew. Use the pan's lid, cover it, let it stay. The stove's gauge is on medium-low, allow. After 10 minutes more, a total of 30 minutes, use a cooking spoon. Flip the bottom to the top. Stir it and then use the pan's lid. Cover it properly. The stove's gauge is on 4 still. After 10 minutes more, a total of 40 minutes, the oyster sauce chicken stew looks like this. Stir it. I know some of you might be saying the chicken is gonna come out white. Trust me, I have that same concern. Anyway, stir it. Now is the best time to add carrot. Add carrot wheel. Stir it. Use the pan's lid. Cover it. Allow stewing. It's approaching 2 minutes. A total of 42 minutes. Do let me lift the pan/pot off the fire. Swirl it. Stir it without opening the lid. Measure 2 tablespoons ketchup and then add it in the stew. Use a cooking spoon. Stir it. And then use the pan's lid. Cover it. If you do not want to add ketchup, add 1 tablespoon of food cornstarch. If adding cornstarch, take out some of the stew and put it in a cup. Add the cornstarch, stir it well and then put it back in the pan. The stove's gauge is on 4, medium-low. After 3 minutes more, a total of 45 minutes, chicken still looks white. Don't despair, wait for it. Use the cooking spoon, stir it. The gravy, some people call it sauce. The sauce, the gravy, the stew, the gravy. or the stew looks good though, let it stay. We are almost there. Cover it. Stove is on 4. Allow. Do a non-spoon stir. After 2 minutes more, a total of 47 minutes, the stew is getting thick. The sauce looks thick. Use the spoon. Flip the chicken stewing in the pot. Stir it well. This looks good. It's getting thick. And then cover it. The stove's gauge is on 4. Allow. After 2 minutes more, a total of 49 minutes. Note, but because I'm only using about a pound of chicken, it's taking longer. Alright, now this is the part where the color of the chicken is gonna get that nice oyster sauce color. Use the cooking spoon, stir it. While it is cooking, the stew will start sticking on the pot's bottom, and that is gonna make it juicy or creamy. So as you stir it, while the sauce is getting thick, the color of the chicken will get that nice oyster sauce color. Alright, we're on the right track. Use the pan's lid, let it get thick more. Allow. After 1 minute more, a total of 50 minutes, this is oyster sauce chicken stew. Use the spoon, stir it. Flip the chicken while stirring, coating it with oyster sauce stew. For this new recipe, visit JamaicanDinners.com or JamaicanCookings.com. This is it. We're finished. Turn stove off. Use the pan's lid, cover it until serving. Meat. Stir the stew, moist up the chicken before you serve it. Take a spoon of this oyster sauce chicken stew. I am laying it on 2 dumplings on a plate. This is oyster sauce chicken stew. Visit JamaicanCookings.com for the recipe. You should subscribe and like. Share this recipe video with everyone. Try cooking this oyster sauce chicken stew yourself. I know you're gonna love it. Come back and tell us. The oyster sauce chicken stew gravy has an original flavor. The oyster sauce chicken stew tastes awesome with carrot. This oyster sauce chicken stew is different and it tastes great. Look, this looks like oyster sauce. Yes? Well, it tastes as how it looks. The herbs blend nice with this oyster sauce chicken stew. The ketchup did not spoil the flavor. Personally, I love the flavor of oyster sauce. That's why I thought oyster sauce would have made a tasty stew. This oyster sauce chicken stew is so juicy. When you try it, you're gonna love it. 1 teaspoon of salt. These Asian sauce is usually salty. This method worked. Try it. This is a new recipe by JamaicanCookings.com. I want the chicken to get the oyster sauce color. Stir it while stewing as it is thickening. This oyster sauce stew gravy is juicy. And the bone was juicy when I chewed it. When I say juicy, what do I mean? It's as if when I eat the chicken and you suck it, the meat is juicy with oyster sauce. That's what I mean by juicy. and the bone is juicy with oyster sauce. I was wondering if the chicken would look too white at the end, but no, it got the color of oyster sauce. Until next time,